Hello. Yeah, good morning. In the today's class, you're learning about the ER model diagrams. The last class, you learned about the entity relationship model. Under the entity relationship model, you learned about the constraints and the cardinality principles under the entity relationship model. Coming to in the today's class, you are learning about the entity relationship diagrams. How you want to draw the ER diagrams by using the entity relationship model. Now, if you want to draw the ER diagrams can be express the overall logical structure of the database graphically. The main purpose of the ER diagrams we are representing with the help of pictorial representation purpose or graphical representation purpose, the main usage of the ER diagrams. ER diagrams are the simple and clear qualities that may well account in the large part of the widespread uses of the ER model. What I said means ER model, the main usage of the the ER diagrams is representing the pictorial representation purpose. When you are representing the pictorial representation, it is a simple and easily to understand the others at the time of you are designing the database. Under the ER diagram, the basic structures, it can consist the major components, around maybe the 6 to 7 major components will be there under the ER diagrams. Here we are having as a rectangle is representing as a entity. Under the rectangle, rectangle is a component. This component it is divided into the two parts. The first part we are calling as a entity set. The entity set it can consist the entity name and the attributes. The attributes we are representing under the second part. The second part it can consist name of the all the attributes of the entity set. Rectangle is divided into the two parts. The first part we are giving as a entity name. The second part we are declaring or defining the attribute name. Coming to the diamond is a component under the basic structure of the ER diagram. The diamond is representing the relationship between the two entities. The diamond symbol we are representing, the diamond symbol is representing between the two entities. Between the two entities, if you want to give the relationship, means the relationship we are giving in the format of the diamond symbol. Coming to undivided rectangle. Undivided rectangle means under the first part the component rectangle it is divided the two parts. Coming to the undivided rectangle means it will not divided. It is represented only the attribute under the undivided rectangle. Under the undivided rectangle, the attributes of the relationship it can consist. Attributes that is a part of the primary key are underlined. When you are representing as a undivided rectangle, under the undivided rectangle, just we are defining only for the attribute. Suppose for that attribute, if you are giving as a underline, that attribute we should consider as a primary key constraints. Coming to the line is a component. The line component under the basic structure of the ER diagram, lines means it is a linkage between the entity and the relationship we are calling as a line. Maybe your understanding purpose, this is the entity. Under the entity it is a header part, or we can it is a rectangle is divided into two parts. The first part we are calling as a entity set name. Second part we are calling as a entity set of the attributes name. Now instructor is a entity, student is a entity. Between these two entities, if we are representing as a diamond symbol, this diamond symbol we are calling as a relationship. Now, if you want to link the relationship and the entity, we are giving as a line. This is a line. According to the basic component, lines link the entity set to the relationship. Means this is the entity set and relationship. If you want to link means we should use as a line. Coming to the dashed line. Dashed line means the attribute of the relationship to the relationship. Means when you are using as a dashed line, at the time the attributes of the relationship to the relation set. Coming to the double lines is indicating the total participants of the entity in the relationship set. Means when you are giving as a double line, for example, I will discuss under the weak entity set. For example, if you are using as this is single line, when you are giving as a double line means under this entity, what are the attributes will be there? That attributes should be associated under the second entity set of the attribute. At the time we should use double line. Double line indicates the total participants of the entity. Under the entity set, it can consist entity name and attributes. Those will be participants under the relationship at the time we are giving as a double line. Double diamond. Double diamond means the double diamond we are using under the weak entity set. Here, this is single diamond will be there. Double diamond means one more diamond symbol will be there, means we are representing as a weak entity. Relationship set is linked with the weak entity set. Under the weak entity set, attributes we are now defining the any primary key, then we can consider as a weak entity set. Now, undivided line, under the undivided line representing the attribute of the relationship, the attribute is that is a part of the primary key underline. Here the ID is underlined. Now we should consider as it is a primary key. Instructor ID, student ID. Now coming to, if you want to consider the ER diagram, under the ER diagram we are having as a two entity sets, instructor and the student. It is related to the binary relationship is existing between the instructor and the student. If you are having only two entities, then we should consider, when you are giving with the help of the relationship, then we should consider as a only the binary relationship. Now the attributes is associated with the help of instructor ID, name and salary. If you are talking about the instructor is an entity, this instructor entity, it is associated with the ID, name and salary, the attributes, it is associated with the attributes. Now if you are taking the attributes is associated with under the student, we are having the student ID, name and total credits will be there. In this figure, if you want to talk about the entity set of the attributes, that members of the primary key are underlined. Now if you are considering under this figure, the attributes of the entity set, when it is underlined, we should consider as a primary key. The instructor of the ID is primary key, the student ID is the primary key. Primary key, when you are defining, means we cannot insert the null values, we cannot insert the duplicate values. The main purpose of the primary key constraint. Maybe the next class, after the second class, we are going for the practical scenarios. With the help of the constraints, how we are designing the table. The relationship is as shown, some attributes is associated with, then the enclose the attribute in the rectangle and the link of the rectangle is dashed line. Now see here, between the instructor and the student, when you are giving the relationship with the help of the diamond symbol, for the diamond also it is representing with the dashed line. Under the dashed line of the diamond, we are representing as a relationship as a set as a date. Now if you want to see just now under the components, dashed line, link the attribute of the relationship set to the relationship set. Dashed line of the component under the ER diagram, linking to the attribute of the relationship set. Now if you want to see, this is a linking to the, when you are giving as a dashed line, it is linking to the attribute of the relationship set. The relationship set is advisor is a relationship set. Now same will be there here. The dashed line of the diamond is representing with the help of the relationship set. For example, if you are taking the below diagram, instructor and the student, the date is a attribute, it is a descriptive attribute, we can call as a descriptive attribute. Why we are calling as a descriptive attribute means the instructor is advising to the student so and so particular date. Maybe I am the instructor, I am the faculty, maybe I am taking the, I may be advising to the students, come attend the classes for the regularly. If you want to give the represent the relationship, at the time we can take as a descriptive attribute. The descriptive attribute should be defined under the relationship only. The descriptive attributes we should not define under the entity sets. Descriptive attribute is representing with the help of the dashed line. The descriptive attribute should be linked to the relationship set only, relationship set to the relationship. The descriptive attribute should not define under the entity set. Now if you are going for the mapping cardinality under the ER diagrams, already in the last class you learned about the cardinality ratios or the cardinality principles. We can call as a mapping cardinality. Under the mapping cardinality, the relationship advisor between the instructor and the student entity may be the one-to-one or one-to-many, many-to-many or many-to-one. Under actually the cardinality principles, it is categorized 4 times. One-to-one relationship or one-to-many or many-to-one or many-to-many relationship it is existing. Now, if you want to give the relationship between the entities with the help of the cardinality principle, if you want to give the relationship between the entity and relationship, we should take direct line. It is representing as only one to many. If you are giving as a indirect line is representing many to many. The measures under the ER diagrams, when you are drawing the diagram direct line, the direct line is representing one to many. Arrow mark is representing only for the one indication. Starting of the line, it is indicating as a many. Coming to, if you are representing as a line, the line is representing between the entity and relation, between the entity and between the entities. When you are giving as a straight line, it is we should consider as many to many relationship or mapping as a cardinality principle many to many. Now, if you want to talk one-to-one relationship, just now I said as a one-to-one relationship, if you want to representing as a arrow, arrow means only the one. It is the ending point will be there, means we should consider as a only one-to-one relationship will be there. One-to-one, if you want to draw the direct line from the relationship to the advisor to the both the entity set instructor and the student. Now see here, under this diagram, instructor and the student, it is existing as a one-to-one relationship is existing. Previous under the cardinality relationship with the help of the relational model, we are giving the relationship among the attributes. One attribute is mapping to the another attribute. Now coming to the under the ER diagram, when you are representing the cardinality principle, we are representing with the help of arrow mark. We are considering as a direct line. Indirect line means it is straight line. The direct line is should be considered only for one, means it is ending, means only the one mapping will be there. If you are having the straight line means many, we should consider it. Now if you want to talk one-to-one cardinality mapping between these two entities, the arrow it is representing we should consider as one-to-one mapping cardinality principle. If you want to take one-to-many from the instructor, the arrow it is considering as a one. Coming to the student, when you are giving this the direct line, that this when you are giving as a straight line or when you are giving as an indirect line, we should consider as a many. The relationship between the instructor and the student it is existing. One to many relationship it is existing between these two entities, we should consider as a binary relationship. Now if you are going to many to one also, the arrow should be there here. The straight line, the arrow it is indicating under the student means it should be considered as a one to many. Now we are having many to many relationship is existing. Many to many relationship existing means the arrow mark is not there here for the entity and the student. Then we can consider as a many to many relationship. For the many to many relationship, we draw the indirect line from the relationship set advisors to the both the entity set and the instructor and the student. Between the two entities, when you are giving as a indirect line means arrow will be not there, direct line is not there, then we should consider as many to many relationship. Now under the ER diagram we can represent in the another way also the cardinality mapping. Here we should consider minimum and the maximum cardinality principle will be there. The minimum cardinality principle we are representing with the help of the minimum cardinality principle we are representing with the help of the one more character. When you are representing as a L means we should consider as a only the one. Maximum we are representing with the help of H. H means it can exist up to n number of cardinality principle, means one to many. If you want to give the cardinality principle one to one means we can give as the instructor to the students, we can give as L and L. Means L and L when if you are representing minimum if you are giving as a minimum cardinality, if you are giving as means we should give as a small l. For the student also, if you are giving relationship between the instructor and the student, if you are giving as L line, L means 1-to-1 cardinality principle. We can represent with the help of the numeric values. For the minimum value is 1, the maximum value we can represent with the help of the star symbol. We can give with the help of the star symbol. Means here we can give the relationship. For the student it is existing as a 1-to-1 only. For the instructor it is existing from 0 to many. 0 to many relationship it is existing. The same thing will be there. The line may be have the associated with the minimum and the maximum cardinality principle shown in the form of L to H, where L is the minimum, H is the maximum cardinality principle. The minimum value 1 is indicated to the total participants of the entity set in the relationship. Means when you are giving as a minimum value is 1 means the total participants of the entity sets in the relationship, that each entity in the entity set occurs in the least once relationship. Means under the relationship what are the participants will be there, that participants should be available under this entity when you are giving as a 1. Now coming to the maximum value is maximum value 1 is indicating that the entity participants is at most one of the relationship. The maximum value is the star indicated that no limit will be there. Between the relationship if you are giving as a star means the limit will be no limit will be there between the entities. We can call as a many or up to any relationship. Now if you want to define under the ER diagrams about the complex attributes, if we are defining the entity we are representing with the help of the double rectangle symbol. The first part we are declaring as the instructor, the second part we are declaring about the attributes. Now if you are defining the entity, if you are defining the entity with the help of the complex attributes or we can call as a composite attributes can be represented in the ER notation. Suppose if you want to take as an address under the instructor entity set, address can be defined under the composite attribute. In the last class only you learned about the different types of attributes under the ER diagrams. Under the composite attributes we are having as an address. Composite means that attributes, if you are having the sub attributes, then only we can consider as a composite attributes. Now coming to name also is an attribute. That attribute sub attributes will be there. First name, middle name and last name will be there. If you are taking as a street, for the street also sub attributes will be there. Under the street again the sub attributes street name, street number, street name, apartment number will be there. Under the address we are having the sub attributes will be there. Now if you want to represent the multi-valued attributes, under the multi-valued attributes we are representing with the help of the phone number. The phone number we are representing with the open braces. Means the flower braces, under the flower braces we can represent the multi-valued attributes. The derived attributes we are representing with the help of angular braces, similar to when you are writing as a function under the programming language, opening braces and the closing braces. So circular opening brace and the closure braces, then we can consider as a derived attribute. Means at the time of your defining entity, under the entity we can define in this way as a attributes. Now what are the roles will be there under the ER diagram? If you want to consider the role indication under ER diagram, labeling of the line that connected the diamond to the rectangle. Now we should give the labeling name. When you are giving to the entity to the relationship, we should give the labeling name. Then with the help of the labeling name only we can understand the role of the entity and the relationship. Now under this diagram, if you want to see, course ID and request ID are the label name. Course ID and the pre-request are the label name. This label we are representing the role on the entity and the relationship. Pre-request is a relationship, course is a entity. Course is an entity. Under the course entity it can consist, it is associated the attributes, course ID, title and credits will be there. Under the course ID it is underlined, means it is a primary key. Now between the course and the pre-request it is existing as a relationship. Now the role of the indicator, the course ID and the pre-request ID between the codes and between the codes and the entity set. The codes is the entity set and the prerequest is the relationship. Means we are representing with the help of the label. Codes is codes ID is prerequesting. The prerequesting ID again we are giving to the codes ID. Now if you want to take under the ER diagrams, maybe it can consist as a n type of the relationship is existing. Binary will be there, non-binary will be there, array will be there, ternary. Non-binary or n array or ternary we should call as the same only. Means ternary means more than 3 entities we are calling for the ternary. N array means up to n number of relations will be there. If you are not having the entity for the entity, if you are not having the between the two entity, the relationship is not existing. Between the entity and the relationship, see we are calling as a non-binary relationship. Here the codes and the relationship it is existing, then we can call as a non-binary. Between the two entities existing means we can call as a binary. Between three entities we are existing means we can call as a ternary. More than n number of entities, it is the relationship existing, we can call as a n array relationship. Now if you want to specify the three entities, between the three entities instructor, student and the project are the three entities. Between the three entities only the one relationship it is existing. Between the three entities only the one relationship existing, then we can call as a ternary. The relationship is existing between the instructor and the project, the relationship is existing between the project and the student, the relationship is existing between the student and the instructor. Means it is existing as a three relationship. Means first binary relationship is between the instructor and the project. Then coming to the relationship existing between the instructor and the project to the instructor, one more relation coming to instructor to the students. Here it is existing as a three array relationship, we can call as a ternary array relationship. Now if you are going, the next is very important topics. The today's class very important for your university exam. If they design the question paper means under the question paper compulsory weak entity question will be there in your question paper. Maybe the every year this a weak entity is a very important in your topic in under the first unit. Actually you learn the entity set. Entity set means we are representing with the help of the rectangular symbol. It can consist the entity name and it can consist the attributes. The entity name is associated with the help of the attributes. There we are calling as the entity set. Now coming to the weak entity set means the weak entity set, when we should consider as a weak entity set. Under the weak entity set, for the attribute if you are not defining the primary key. Under the entity set, if you are not defining the any primary key constraint, that attribute should be considered as a weak entity set. Means entity and the weak entity also we representing the same. Coming to when you are giving as a relationship between the entity based on the diamond symbol, the double diamond symbol, based on the double diamond symbol only, we should consider as a weak entity set. Now coming to the weak entity set, entity that as a primary key is termed as a strong entity set. Under the entity, if you are defining as a primary key, that entity we should consider as a strong entity set. Under the entity, if you are not defining the any primary key, that entity we should consider as a weak entity set. Now one more, for the meaningful of your entity set, it must be associated with another entity set, then only we can call as a identifying or owner entity set. The weak entity set should be associated with the another entity set. The another entity set may be the, under that maybe it is a strong entity set or the normal entity set, we should bother about that. When you are defining that entity we should call as a identifying entity set or owner entity set. For example, if you are taking as a one entity, under that entity if you are not defining the any constraint of the primary key, that entity we are considering as a weak entity. That weak entity set should be associated with the another entity set. When it is associating with the another entity set, that entity set may be the normal entity set or may be the strong entity set. That entity set we are calling as the identifier entity set or owner entity set. Coming to the second point, When you are identifying the entity set, that should be the own weak entity set that should be identified. When you are with the help of the weak entity set, when you are defining the entity set, that entity set should be defined. This entity should be the weak entity set. The same thing there it is showing in the statement. When you are defining the entity set, that should be the own weak entity set. That should be the own weak entity set that should be defined. Relationship is associating with the weak entity set with the identifier entity set. Then it is identifying with the help of relationship. Means just now we said, when you are defining the weak entity set, under the weak entity set, if you are not having the primary key, with the help of this weak entity set, when we are defining as a identifying entity set or owner entity set, between these two entities, when we are giving as a relationship, the relationship should be existing as many to one, not one to many. Why we are giving as a many to one? The many should be the always under the weak entity set only. Under the weak entity set, it does not consist the primary key. When you are defining under the entity set, under the entity set, primary key will be there. Primary key will be there. Means identifying entity set or owner entity set, it can consist as a primary key. If it is consisting to the primary key, then we can call as a strong entity set. Means under the strong entity set or identifying entity set should be associated with the what are the participants, what are the attributes will be there. That attributes should be associated with the weak entity set with the help of the double diamond symbol. The same scenario it is saying here, identifying the relationship many to one. Many to one, why we are giving this relationship means under the weak entity set, no primary key will be there. No primary key will be there. That is the purpose we are giving as a many to the under the weak. Coming to the identifying entity set, we are giving as a one. Under the identifying entity set, it consists as a primary key. Then we are giving the relationship many to one. Weak entity set to the identifying entity set, the participants of the weak entity set in the relationship is total. Means what I said, the participants of the weak entity sets, what are the participants of the weak entity set is associated with the under your identifying entity sets. If you want to take the best example for identifying about the entity set with the section codes and the relationship, if you want to take the diagram, see here. Weak entity set diagram. Section. Under the section, no primary key will be there. Section ID, semester will be there. Then under the course ID is a primary key. This we are calling as a identifying entity set. This we are calling as a weak entity set. Under the weak entity set, no primary key will be there. No primary key will be there. Coming to the identifying entity set, our owner entity set, under this we are having as a primary key will be there. Course ID will be there. Underline will be there. Course ID will be there. Now, see here, the total participants of the weak entity sets. The total participants means all attributes under the section entity should associated with participants under the course ID. Now, if you want to make as a strong as a section ID, the course ID will be, we can use under the section. Then we can call as a strong entity set. The weak entity set we can make as a strong entity set. Now, for the weak entity, we should give as a double line. Double line means total participants. The total participants of the section entity should be available under the course. That is the purpose we are giving as a double line. Now the double diamond symbol means based on the double diamond symbol, we are identifying that it is a weak entity set. With the help of the double diamond symbol only, the total participants with the help of the relationship double diamond, then it should be available under the codes. Now here many to one, one to many. Double line is there, no, many. Many to one. Arrow mark, only the one arrow mark will be there. Here the cardinality principle is one to many. If you are talking about from here section to the course relationship, many to one, or from the course to section one to many. Now here we are having the discriminator will be there. The discriminator of the weak entity set is a set of the attributes that allow the distinction is made to the weak entity set does not have the primary key. Discriminator weak entity set, this we can call as a discriminator weak entity set. The weak entity set only we are calling as a discriminator weak entity set. The discriminator weak entity set distinction should be made by the weak entity does not have the primary key. Means under the discriminator weak entity set we are having as a section. Under the section we are having as a section ID, semester and the year will be there. Coming to the course, under the course also it can consist the set of the attributes we are having as a single section of the course will be there. Under the course it is consisting as a primary key of the weak entity set is informed by the primary key identifying the entity set. Then here the one more discriminator, the weak entity set of the discriminator will be there. The weak entity set of the discriminator is yours, section will be there. Now under the weak entity set is formed by the primary key identifying the entity set place for the weak entity set we are calling as a discriminator. In case of the entity set of the section it can consist as a primary key, course ID, section ID and the year. Under the section, if you are considering with the help of the discriminator, with the help of the discriminator of the weak entity, course ID, section ID, course ID and section course ID, section ID and year. Course ID, section ID, year we should consider as a discriminator, the discriminator of the weak entity set. Now the course ID is a primary key. The course ID is a primary key of the course entity set. Then coming to of the primary key set is identifying the entity set, namely the course and the section ID, year and the semester. Distinguish the section entities with the same courses. Now if you want to represent on the ER diagram, under the VR diagram if you want to representing as a weak entity set, based on your requirement we should define your weak entity set. At the time of your designing the database, if you want to represent under the pictorial representation of the ER diagram, at the time we should use the weak entity set scenario in this way. Discriminator of the weak entity set is underlined with the help of dashed. The discriminator of the weak entity set is underlined with the help of dash. This when it is underlined under the attribute, then we can consider as a discriminator of the weak entity set rather than the solid lines. Which is the solid lines we should consider as a strong entity set. Now if you want to take under the relationship consisting the weak entity set is identifying with the help of the strong entity set despite the double diamond symbol. Now note here under the weak entity set can also participate in the relationship other than the identifying the relationship. Means when you are giving as a weak entity set means under the weak entity set, according to your diagram, the course ID, the attribute we are not defining under the section ID. Means based on that your section ID, under the section entity, we are having the section ID, semester and the name. Under the section entity, under discriminator of the weak entity, the primary key attribute is not available. Without defining the primary key, then if you want to associate it with the identifier entity set, we can associate it with the help of the diamond symbol. The same in the note we are saying it is. Weak entity set can also participate in the relationship other than the identifying the relationship. A weak entity set may be the participants as a owner in the identifying relationship with another weak entity set, what I said. It also possible as the weak entity set with more than one identifying entity set. One more option will be there. It may be under the weak entity set, under the ER diagrams, we can declare more than one identifying entity set. It is not a rule. Owner entity set or identifying entity set, at the time of your drawing the ER diagram based on your requirement, maybe we can identify the more than one identifying entity set based on your weak entity set. The primary key of the weak entity set should be consist as a union of the primary key of identifying the entity sets. Discriminator of the weak entity set means at the time of your identifying the primary key, that should be associated with the discriminator of the weak entity set. Weak entity set is representation is a more model situation where the set of attributes in the relationship then identifying the relationship. Weak entity set has a several attributes. Maybe it can have more than n number of attributes. Now how you want to reduce the schema with the help of relational model? How you want to reduce your data schema with the help of relational model? We can reduce with the help of three ways. Representation of strong entity set with the simple attribute. Under the strong entity set, just now I said, under the strong entity set, if you are defining the primary key, then we can call as a strong entity set. At the time of we are defining the strong entity set, under the strong entity set, just we are defining only for the simple attributes. How you want to reduce the simple schema? How you want to reduce your simple schema relation among the database design means the first scenario we can reduce with the help of strong entity set with this simple attribute. Simple attribute means that attributes, sub-attributes will be not there. Simple attribute means that attributes, sub-attributes will be not there. Based on that attribute, we should consider as a one attribute is a primary key, then only we can call as a strong entity set. The second scenario, the strong entity set with the complex attributes. How you want to represent the strong entity set with the complex attributes? Just now you saw under the instructor attribute. Under the instructor attribute, see here under the instructor entity set, we are defining as a ID. We are having as a composite attributes will be there. The attribute if you are having as a sub attributes, then we can call as a composite attribute. Now under the strong entity set, we are designing with the help of composite attributes. ID is a primary key. Instructor ID is a primary key. If the dashed line, solid lines will be there means we should consider as a primary key. Now name is the attribute. Under the attributes, sub attributes will be there, then we can call as a composite attributes. We can design in this way also. The next, we are having one more representation of the weak entity set. Just now you saw about the representation of the weak entity set. Means when you are defining the entity, under the entity attributes we are not defining any as a constraint, primary key constraint, then we are calling as a weak entity. With the help of the weak entity, when you are defining the identifying entity or owner entity, when you are defining the owner entity, under the owner entity or identifying entity, under that attribute we are defining as a primary key. Means under the weak entity, what are the attributes will be there? That attributes is associated with under the identifying entity with the help of double line, with the help of double diamond symbol. Then only we can represent as a weak entity set. Then the final we are having representation relationship is very important. Means the representation of the relationship between the two entities we are representing, then we are calling as a binary. Between entity and relationship we are calling as an array relationship. Between three entities we are representing, we are calling as a ternary relationship. We can reduce your reduction of the schema in this way by using four scenarios: representation of relationship, representation of weak entity set, representation of strong entity set with complex entity, representation of simple entity. We can reduce the relationship schemas in these four scenarios with the help of four scenarios. In the next class, under the first unit, the last topic is very important. Extended ER features is very important for your first unit. For LAQ, for university exam, very important for the next class. For extended, the next class we are going for extended ER features.